Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be fun and exciting. With online stores like eBay and TCG Player, duelists worldwide can obtain any card they can think of, but playing competitively can be quite the investment. Does it have to be? How difficult would it be to make a competitive deck from sealed-only product? Starting our journey with 3 structure decks, a budget of $30 a week, and the heart of the cards, I'm going to be making a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck worthy of a regional event. Welcome to Sealed Only Yu-Gi-Oh! Soulburner Bakugan Edition. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Sealed Only Yu-Gi-Oh! I have a very special episode today. We are going to be opening the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Devastator. This box is absolutely nuts. It just comes with so many good cards. This thing was made for a sealed only challenge. It just comes with so many crazy things. You get a copy of every Ghost Girl. You get a crazy amount of extra deck cards. We're just gonna go and take a look. You get another Super Poly. You get crazy back row removal. This thing is just crazy. The box is really nice. We have the alternate art for the girls on here. I'm just gonna go ahead and go around them. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, wait a second, Duel Devastator is $40, but your limit is $30. How are you able to get this for your sealed only challenge? Well, I have connections, and I was able to get this wonderful Duel Devastator box for a little over 30. It was like 33 after taxes and stuff, from Sage Mantis Game Haven. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Sage for helping me get this for the challenge. It means a lot, and to be able to use this for my sealed only journey is amazing. So thank you. You guys should definitely check him out. If you're in the area of Fredericksburg, Virginia, on Saturdays, we do tournaments at 2, and I would love to see you guys there. You come out and play with us. That's where I do all my testing and my tournaments and stuff. Haven't topped yet with the deck, but hopefully this is actually going to get us there. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and rip into this thing. I am so excited. All this space for a little pack of cards. So the reason we also get field centers, I totally forgot about. The reason they gave you this much space is because they want you to use this as kind of like your deck box, and like these fit in here very nicely, so you can stack a bunch of them, or you can, lay them down and have 2 on top. They might fit this way a little, I don't know. That you could leave the inserts in there and stack them a specific way. But we're just going to use this for our overflow of commons and just cards that we pull that we just don't have room for. Sorry about that. I knocked over my camera, so hopefully we're back in frame. The tin is kind of holding my tripod in place just so I get this like over the top angle, because before it was at this weird like look down, and I didn't like it very much. So now we got a nice bird's eye for it, and my light is still blown out up top, so the shadowing is really weird. But yeah, also hopefully you guys like the nice, blank playmat for right now. I'm going to be opening a playmat shop on Etsy that I will probably have linked down in the description by the time this video goes up. They won't be blank. I'm going to be printing on them and everything. So this is just kind of like a mock-up that I had, and I figured I might as well record on it today. It's really nice. It feels good. So yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying. The box is going to be really nice for all the future pulls that we get, and it's going to hold a lot of storage and whatnot. So let's go ahead and pop these field centers open, and we will go ahead and see what we get. I know these are completely random. You're not guaranteed like 2 protagonists and like 3 Ghost Girls or like any variation. So we're going to go ahead and see what we get. So we get Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion. We get Yugi and Dark Magician. We get Spooky Dogwood Girl and My Valentine and Amazoness Warrior. This card is actually crazy in Duel Links. That's pretty awesome. I like the Ghost Sister and the Yugi one a lot, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave the Yugi one in frame for right now. Might as well. We could just kind of like leave them all up here. That way you guys can kind of look at them. Hopefully you've seen a couple of other openings of Duel Devastator so far, but if not, we'll go through the cards really quick. Pros and cons and whatnot. There's actually some insane cards in here. Like I said it before, but Like, this is just such a good deal for what you're getting. Unfortunately, you know, there's no imperm or anything, but I think that it's still a very, very good set without it. And this is really made for a sealed only kind of playthrough. But obviously, since we hit our $30 with just the one thing, this is, you know, we're not going to be opening anything else. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Starting us off, we have the alternate art for Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, looking absolutely amazing. I love this alternate art. All right, next up we have Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. Followed up by Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, which is going to quickly find its way into our deck. This card is just crazy. We have Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion. Hopefully you guys like this kind of like sweepy thing I'm doing. I'm not doing it on purpose. But yeah, no, I love this alternate art. Then we have Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. This card is crazy for time. It's such a good way, and against dangers, it just completely shuts them down. Then we have the brand new Red Blossom from Underroot. I'm actually going to read here for you guys. If this card is in your hand, you can target one spell trap in each graveyard, banish them. If you do, special summon this card. You can tribute this card, then target one fusion, synchro, Xyz, or link monster in either graveyard, banish that target. If you do, special summon one monster from your graveyard with a different card type, fusion, sync, any extra deck essentially, from that target. You can only use the effect of Underroot once per turn. So she just gives you some recursions, and you get to banish stuff from your opponent's graveyard, taking their resources away. This card is crazy, and it's definitely going to find its way into our side deck. Next up, we have the Synchro monsters. So we have Ally of Justice Catastor, Bryonic, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, which is definitely going to go into the extra deck. We then have Metaphys Horus, Black Rose Dragon, Clear Wing Fast Dragon. If you guys didn't know, this came in the Arc V manga. I think it was the second or third volume. So this is a reprint technically. Not a lot of people have mentioned that, but I just wanted to bring that up. Then we have Stardust Spark Dragon, Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. That's going to find its way into our extra deck, as well as Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. This one is definitely going in the extra deck. Very excited. Then we have Vermilion Dragon Mech, and that is it for the Synchros. Next up, we have the Xyz monster, starting with Abyss Dweller. This card is crazy against Salamangreat, and just, oh, this card is so good. Then we have number 101, Silent Honor Arc. This card is also very good. Instead of giving us Big Eye, they gave us 101 just because it's a little bit easier to get. Then we have Castiel, the Sky Blaster Musketeer. This card used to be insane. As well as Tornado Dragon. This card is very, very good. Probably going to put that in the side deck for the back row decks that we have been coming in contact with. Seeing as our buddy plays Guru Control, we might as well have something to kind of out his cards. Next, we have the Link Monster, starting with Underclock Taker, and this card is going... Oh god, I've been wanting to get this card for the extra deck for a while. Then we have Lamphorlincus. This card is crazy good too. Gaia Saber, the Lightning Shadow. This card is awesome. It's got good arrows. Then we have Decode Talker and his upgraded form, Decode Talker Extended. And this card in Rockets is going to be absolutely crazy. So 2+ effect monsters for his thing. So he's going to be really easy to get to with Dill. Yeah, it's going to be super easy. And then this card's name becomes Decode Talker while it's on the field. Gains 500 attack just like regular Decode Talker. However, during your battle phase, if a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, this card can make a second attack in a row. So we can have some rockets, in his arrows, pop them off with like Rapid Trigger or Squib Draw or something because it destroys them. He's going to get an additional attack and we'll get our resources back. It's just so good. This card is going to be crazy if all things go as well as I would like them to. Then we have Topologic Bomber Dragon, as well as Saryuja Skull Dread. This card, oh, I'm so happy to actually have this card in the extra deck now. We're definitely going to have to find room for it. Might have to go down to 1 Boral load, but we'll play around with it, see what we can't come up with. But yeah, it's just crazy support so far. And now we're working our way to the effect monsters. So now we're going to work our way on to the main deck monsters. We have a copy of DD Crow, Effect Veiler, which we're going to go ahead and rarity bump ours. This card was an interesting choice. I'll go ahead and read it for you. A lot of people are unfamiliar with this card. Gate Blocker is a level 4 Earth monster. Rock effect. Negate the effects of your opponent's field spells. Your opponent cannot place counters on cards on the field. Your opponent cannot target other monsters you control with card effects. So it pretty much locks out Pendulum, or Endymion Pendulum, and that's very, very good. So a good side deck card against Pendulum Magicians. My locals has like 1 or 2 people that play it, so I was thinking about finding a place for this. Then we have Danko Seka. This card is absolutely crazy, and just to get one in this set is incredible. Very good card. Inspector Border, Spell Canceller, another very, very good card for the Pendulum matchup. Then we have a staple for extra deck, and that is Artifact Lancia. Vanity's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend, another copy of Dino Wrestler Pankratops, which brings us to 3. Then we have Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. That card is awesome. Onto the spells, we have a copy of Mind Control, and that card is going to quickly find its way into our deck. We have Wave Motion Cannon. We have Super Polymerization, which is amazing to be able to have 2 of those in our deck now. We then have Book of Eclipse, Silent Graveyard, as well as Cosmic Cyclone. Our first copy of Called by the Grave. I plan on getting 2 more of those very, very soon. Very, very is kind of a thing I like to say for these. I'm super sorry. Then we have Different Dimension Ground, Typhoon against that Sky Striker matchup. Oh yeah, no, this is going to be really good for the Pendulum. A lot of anti-Pendulum cards in here. Then we have Forbidden Apocrypha, Dimensional Barrier, Lost Wind, Heavy Storm Duster, another crazy card, Royal Decree, Anti-Spell Fragrance, Tikaboo, Solemn Strike is going to find its way into our extra deck, or into our deck, or maybe our side deck. I'm not sure. I definitely want to play this card. Wiretap and Red Reboot to round us off. So overall, this set is just bananas. There's so many crazy cards that we're going to add, so I'm definitely going to need to put an updated deck list at the end of this video, just because to go through all the changes that we're going to make would just take up too much time. But hopefully, you guys did enjoy this kind of unboxing. I did go over all the new stuff and whatnot that you're going to want to look out for. I'm happy we got these field centers in the set, but I'm like really happy with the field center that I made, which is the chamber, just because they're rockets and the bullet themed. This is my field center that I use, so I'm probably not going to be using any of those. They're going to be added to a collection binder that I have. So if anybody has the Ash Blossom one that they're looking to part with, please let me know down in the comments, and I would love to get that off of you. As well. Oh no, I got the Spooky Dog, but that was the other one I wanted. So yeah, we're good on field centers. So yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna go through all this stuff again off camera and just kind of like reread through everything, figure out what's gonna be beneficial for us, and we're gonna find room for the correct stuff in the deck, and I will update you guys at the end of the video with what we're playing with. I just think this is gonna be an absolute spike in our viability and our playability. It's just going to be really nice to have the stuff. We were definitely lacking in the synchro department, so to have those at our disposal now is just really good, as well as in the hand trap department, and I'm super happy to have Ash Blossoms and, Ghost Ogres. Effect Veiler is nice and all, but he's just, not getting us there, and it still keeps the monster on board, so they have material and whatnot. So if we could just, have a way of preventing them from going off as much, that would be ideal. But yeah, let's go ahead and do some deck editing. Okay, so that was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought I'd just be able to throw some stuff in here, but it was actually a lot of deliberation and figuring out what to take out and what ideally the end board is. We lost Agripane last week, right before we went to locals, which sucked. But we kind of had a better bearings of what we do now without him. So I'll just go through. I was going to wait till the end and just kind of post a screenshot, but I feel like this is a little bit better. I know I do these deck profiles almost every episode. Okay, so on with the deck profile. We've got The 3 Rocket Tracer, because this card is just too good to not run at 3. It's our Searcher. It just does everything we need it to do. 3 Magna Rocket, 2 Auto Rocket, 1 Silver, 1 Rocket Synchron, 2 Absorouter, a Background Dragon, Darkness Metal. We kept Wyvern Buster in, but we didn't have his brother in here, just because if we open with it first, he just bricks us for a while, because we don't have a lot of light monsters in here. I think our targets are Effect Veiler, Psyframe Lord Lambda now, so we just don't have consistent light monsters to warrant. And I know, he's a light as well, so if we get him later, then you could go into the other one. But it's just better to just run the one with our limited package. Maybe in the future, if we turn into more of a Chaos build, we could get away with running both of them. But I think just the one Wyvern Buster is going to be good enough. Then the Tempest Dragon, we are down to 2 Gateways. We're running 2 Pankratops, because this card is absolutely just the nuts. The card is so good. We're down to 2 Effect Veilers now, because we squeezed in an Ash Blossom and a Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is just a slightly a bit better than Effect Veiler, because Effect lets them keep it on board. Not only is it a level 3 tuner for the Snow Rabbit, but it is also Destruction. Pops it off the field, and it can target spells and traps. So I just went with that, and then the 2 Effect Veilers. So we're running 4 hand traps. Ash Blossom, I don't need to explain. Ash Blossom is amazing. Such a good card. On to the spells. Change some stuff around in here, but not too much. So we have the 3 quick launches. Can't not run 3 of this card. It's just so good. We're down to 2 Boot Sector Launch now. No terraforming or anything, because we're running the 3 Boral Regenerators. It's just a little bit faster. We don't have to, get any specific ones or anything. We kind of just pop off with this, and it gets us a draw. And the reason we're running 3 is because I'm running 2 Dark Hole. Yeah, this card is good. It just destroys monsters, and we want to destroy our monsters. It also gets rid of your opponent's non-targeting stuff, so, you get rid of the troublesome cards. And yeah, now Dark Hole is classic. We're running the 1 Rapid Trigger and 2 Super Polys now. Oh, Super Poly is also very good with Boral Regenerator, because you could just pitch off the card that you need to pay to activate this, get your fusion, and then get a material back, or whatever you want back. That's a rocket in your graveyard. But if you didn't have one there, you could send one with Super Poly. We have a single copy of Called by the Grave. We need more of this card in this deck, so expect some Extreme Force special editions coming soon, or Flames of Destruction. We have the 2 Twins, because Twin Twister is very good, and rounding us off, we have the 2 Dragon Shrine. No traps in the deck, because this is a going second build anymore. It's just a very combo-heavy going second build. Our extra deck has changed a little bit, enough to warrant going over it since we just did last week. Borreload Furious, Starving Venom. I realized last week I said that in the main extra deck we had Salamangreat Violet Chimera, but I forgot to decide from the tournament, so we actually don't run him in the main deck. He is in the extra deck. Then we added the 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. I really wanted to put Trish in here, but I just couldn't find it. I couldn't get it out consistently. It wasn't finding space. I just couldn't get level 9s very effectively with the current build that we have now and the monster ratios that we have. So I just decided to go with a 1 Red Dragon, Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Time Thief, can't take him out. He is a staple now. Guard Dragon LP, Underclock Taker, Quad Boral Dragon, Booster Dragon, Dill Pickle Dragon, Psyframe Lord Lambda, just generic, and the arrows are good. Triple Burst, Decode Talker Extended, Topologic Zero Boros Dragon. I've been thinking about taking him out, but we just banish so many cards that it's just so beneficial to have him in here. Saryuja, Skull Dread, and Borreload Dragon for the extra deck. And on to the side deck and the final part of this before we get on over to locals. So we have Artifact Lancia, Ghost Spell Haunted Mansion, Danko Sekka. These cards are great. I had to find space for them in here. Danko is amazing for the Pendulum matchup. Artifact is good for the Thunder Dragon matchup. Ghost Bell is good for the Salamangreat matchup. There's just a lot of stuff. Also, to counter our Salamangreat players, we have Abyss Dweller and Violet Chimera to just steal their monsters away. We found room in the side deck for Dark Ruler No More, Mind Control, and Terraforming. I was just going to put the third copy of Boot Sector Launch in here, but I figured Search and a deck shuffle might be beneficial if we're, if we're just doing bad. Sometimes looking through the deck and shuffling it up is beneficial. And then our traps are all in the extra decks, or in the side deck. So we have Solemn Strike, Anti-Spell Fragrance, Imp, Compulse. A lot of people have been saying I need to run Compulse, so I threw one in the side deck for you guys. It's, it is targeting, but it's not destruction. You just bounce it. So that's a little bit better. Summon Limit we need to get more of, and then 2 copies of Red Reboot. It sucked to have to go down to 2 of this, but I figure if worst comes to worst, we can, just try for it as best as we can. So that is going to do it for the updated deck profile. Now that we've opened up Duel Devastator, we just have so many extra cards in the trunk that we can kind of go into and play around with these next couple of weeks. So I'm very, very excited to be playtesting with this increased amount of staple cards. It's just a godsend, it really is. Thank you, Konami, for Duel Devastator. But yeah, that is going to do it for this portion. I will see you guys at Sages. Here we go. Alright, so it's a bit loud in here. I wasn't able to get footage for the Duel Devastator tournament just because we didn't have one. We did, but it was really late, and they were trying to do the sneak peek for Pokemon and Yu-Gi at the same time. So I got my boy Thomas here. We're going to do 3 rounds with Salads, Heroes, and Tenyi, just with the build that I had thrown together. So let's go ahead and get into it. So round 1 is going to be against Heroes. I believe I'll be going first. So we're going to play Dragon Shrine to send the background dragon from the deck to the graveyard, starting off our combo to get a Link 2 on board. I should be going back in, so I'm not going to cut yet. With background dragon's effect, we're going to be special summoning himself plus a Magna Rocket from hand. Background effect, special summon itself plus a dragon. We're going to then link those 2 off. Link 2. Go into Delindrous Dragon. I was hoping to get him into the graveyard and get him back with the special summon. I was gonna do a Link 3 here, but I thought it'd be better to do LP first with the Magna Rocket, then link the 2 off there to make the Link 3 and get the LP back somehow. I didn't really think it through that much, so I ended up not being able to do that. So we're just gonna link those 2 off to make the triple burst. Set 1 and pass. He's going to go absolutely crazy. We have almost no interruptions, so he's going to go ahead and get the Vision Hero Ferris. Ferris's effect to discard, and then he's going to get a search from the deck, I believe adding Increase to the Spell and Trap card zone. Or adding Stratos to hand first for the Shadow Mist discard, and then getting Increase on board. After that, he's going to normal summon his Stratos. Stratos' effect is going to pop our back row. This is going to prompt us to either get rid of it or activate it. And he has a Dark Monster on board, so we're just going to go ahead and activate our back row, which was Super Poly. We're going to go ahead and discard our Ash, just because 1 Ash against Heroes isn't going to do much. We need many, many more interruptions in order to stop that. So maybe the triple burst probably wasn't the best idea, but it's okay. I put the wrong card on board. I meant to put Starving Venom. I just grabbed the wrong thing, so we're just going to go ahead and swap that out and play it in the other zone instead. That's going to prompt him to do the Destiny Fusion, making him have to find a way to deal with the Starving Venom, which should not be a problem with Heroes. This is going to be pretty basic from here on. He's going to continue to go off. Haven't seen a Malicious yet, so probably going to link those 2 off to the Crossboy. Cross's effect is going to go ahead and get Dystopia back on board. Mally's gonna banish himself from the graveyard to special summon another one to the field. Gonna use the effect of Cross to go ahead and pop the Mally to get a hero to hand. The second Mally is gonna go off and get the third Mally on board, because he's at 3 now. Why not? I did not remove from play the background dragon, so I'm just gonna fix that real quick. Just seeing what resources he's been through already. Pretty scary board from my perspective, to be honest. It's going to go ahead and pop the Cross to get Increase on board. Increase's effect is going to go off. Adding another hero to board. He's going to get Vision Hero Vion. We're going to do some more hero shenanigans. Vion and dump another Ferris to the graveyard. Going to remove from play the Ferris. And get a spell, a poly. Yep.
Did you open the nuts?
That's with Vion's effect. Gonna then send the 3 heroes on board to get the Plasma he added to hand a couple of moves ago. Plasma's gonna go off and steal my Starving Venom. That way it doesn't get the destruction blowing up all his special summon monsters, and he's easily gonna take game 1. So moving on to the second game, we're going to be playing against Tenyi's, and he will be starting. I'm going to go Terraforming into the field spell, which is an insane field spell when your opponent special summons an effect monster, draw 2. It's so good. It's while you have a non-effect on board. So he's going to link 1 into the Monk, play the, I think it's like a chamber or something of the Tenyi. He's going to dump 1 and add 1 to hand. Just a really, really good combo extender. So he's going to get the Tuner, Earth, Tenyi to hand. Tuner's gonna special summon itself since he has a non-effect monster on board. Banishing the light one from the graveyard to get Vishuda. Link 2ing Vishuda and the Earth one. Or no, this is gonna be a synchro summon. He's gonna synchro out the big, crazy Berserker Tenyi. Setting 1. Looking like a Nibiru would be amazing in my hand right now. I'm going to pass it over to me. We're going to draw the Called by the Grave. Figuring out what we want to do first. So we're going to start with a Quick Launch. He's going to allow it. So Quick Launch is going to get us Rocket Tracer from the deck. On the special summon, the field spell is going to go off, allowing him to draw 2 cards. Shuffling up for a bit of no reason, because we're going to go ahead and use Tracer's effect to pop himself to get another special summon. Luckily, the field spell only goes off once per turn, so it's not that broken. He already knew I was going to go back in, so no need to cut. So popping Rocket Tracer with its own effect. Getting the Magna Rocket.
Then next thing you know, bounce mine with Vishuda.
Now that we have Tracer in the graveyard, we're going to go ahead and use our effect of the equip card and bringing our Tracer back. Probably should have gone into a rank 4 play here for Time Thief or Doer, but instead we're going to go ahead and link 2 into Booster Dragon. I haven't normal summoned yet, so we're going to go ahead and play the Boot Sector Launch. This will get me an additional rocket from the graveyard and bring it back to the board. I chose Magna Rocket here, but then I changed my mind and I decided to bring Tracer out because I wanted that Tuner on board. But I should have kept Magna because I'm going to remove from play the Tracer for Red MD. I don't know why I did it this way. I really should have just kept Magna to get the Rocket Tracer back later because now I'm realizing that I don't have the correct target in the graveyard for my other arrow. So I could have gone into Hot Red Archfiend here, but or Scarlet Archfiend instead. I just did it backwards in my head and ended up just misplaying. So this is going to be a bit of a problem for me. So Red MD is going to bring Magna back, but he's going to chain the effect of Red MD and remove it from play.
Okay.
But his effect is still going to go off. Yeah, he just removes it from play. He doesn't negate it. That's going to get our normal summon. We're going to go into a Link 4 play for Topologic Zeroboros, realizing that a lot of his plays just have to remove stuff from the graveyard, so he's going to be sitting pretty big. Right now, I believe he's at 36. It's pretty comfortable. So we're going to go into the battle phase. After just double checking what the effect does, seeing what we have in the graveyard, whatnot. Just figuring out what everything does.
Oh, okay.
Tenyis are a bit new to me, so just had to make sure that I'm not doing anything that is going to board wipe me or leave me with no resources again, like the first game. So we're going to go ahead and attack over the Synchro Monster. I'm going to set one and pass.
Set one? Good.
Taking away 2 of his arrows to special summon 2. Trying to get rid of all of the resources that I can to get rid of his monster. I tried to call by the grave the earth one, but it's as cost. So we're just going to go ahead and take care of the Vishuda because we don't want our monster popped back to the extra deck. We need that big body on board. So since a card is special summoned to an arrow that he points to, we're going to go ahead and nuke everything. However, he has the perfect card and continues to counter us, which is the negate, and he's going to go off and do some more plays, and that's going to bring us to right here.
Counter trap.
Um,
Came in clutch.
Shaman's effect. Discard target special.
he's going to then special summon the Synchro back, continue to pop off.
Finishes everything.
Going to also get us a nuke on the board when special summoning to an arrow. We're going to blow everything up.
So everything.
Bit of a debacle over whether the Link 3 is going to stay or not, because the field spell grants non-effect monsters immunity, but since we're blowing everything up at the same time, it's not going to have a chance to protect anything.
It's targeting everything.
So this is going to remove all cards from play. It's going to leave him with a set 1 and pass. So we're going to draw, and during our main phase, we're going to get Zeroboros back, special summoning him to the middle zone, so both arrows are going to be taken care of. Attack him for 44, set 1, and pass. He's going to activate another field spell, which I believe he top-decked, summoning the Vishuda since he has no no effect monsters on board. Linking off the Vishuda for Tenyi, or Monk of the Tenyi. Zeroboros is going to go off, but he had the perfect answer again, having another negate in the back row. Just double-checking his stuff, but yeah, he's going to negate the blow-up. He's going to get rid of my Zeroboros, spinning it back to the deck with the Vishuda he sent. He's going to leave us with nothing, top-decking the absolute worst Abzorrouter. He is then going to use the Yangzing card to spin our Super Poly back to the deck, unfortunately. It was more of a bluff than anything, since he wasn't making consistent attributes. So that leaves us with the Abzorrouter in hand and nothing on board. It's not enough to kill us, I don't think, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to us. I believe we have 800 life points left. Normal summoning the Abzorrouter and special summoning, or normal summoning the Auto Rocket to special summon the Abzorrouter. We're going to go ahead and link 2 here for Delindrus. Using Abzorrouter's effect to get a rocket to hand. I believe we're going to get Synchron. Could have gone with someone else, I don't know why. We went with Synchron, I thought I'd be able to live a little bit longer. Gonna go into the battle phase while I'm shuffling up and take care of the Monk. Monk's gonna let the water type get banished and bringing it back to the arrow it points to, and then that's gonna pop our Delindrus unfortunately, leaving us open again with a Synchron in hand, and he is going to just poke us to death. So that was game 2. Game 3, he opens up with the 1 circle. Cannot believe he opened the Salamangreat circle. Then he's going to proceed to just do what Salamangreat does and take about 1 eternity to play his turn. So we're just going to go ahead and have to sit through that.
In there? Yeah.
But it leaves him on a board
Buffalo.
of,
Yeah.
I think it's like Sunlight Wolf and some other stuff. We're going to go ahead and Valor the first Balinx. Going to go ahead and speed through this just so we can get to our turn. Salamangreat doing what they do best and just having a bunch of combos. So that leaves him with the Sunlight Wolf and a Mirage Stallion on board. We're going to go ahead and 20s, trying to pop the Will, because we don't want him to have any more recursions than he needs, but he's going to go ahead and chain it with the Roar, I believe. So at least we got that. We're going to use the Quick Launch. He's going to consider what he wants to do, but he is inevitably going to allow it. So we're going to go ahead and get the search for Rocket Tracer. Then we're going to go ahead and use another Quick Launch, targeting the Quick Launch with Rocket Tracer's effect to pop it to get 2 monsters instead of the 1. But he is going to, wait for it, Valor. Yep, he is going to Valor our Rocket Tracer, so we're just going to get the 1 summon instead of the 2. But I figured I was able to still make something. Again, trying to just test out some of the new stuff. So we're going to get Magna Rocket on board.
Thank God with Corona watching this.
So everything was a 3 in the deck.
I still have no idea what this is. Like this deck does.
Syncing off
All I know is
for
he's
the
top
Scarlight
in a fucking
Archfiend. He's going to blow up his special summon monsters, but he's going to chain it with the other back row, which was the circle that he returned to his hand, protecting the Sunlight Wolf from destruction, but Mirage Stallion is going to get nuked, and then he's going to take 500.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, but you still take 5? Correct. Tempest from Grave?
Oh, first we're going to use Tempest to banish the 2 rockets in Graveyard. Then we're going to go Battle Phase, using Tempest to run into the Sunlight Wolf and attacking directly for 3k.
He might do it. He might beat Salads.
No way.
Then Salamangreat is going to do what Salamangreat does.
A few moments later.
He is going to get Borreload on board with the 2 attacks. Super unfortunate. He sent the Update Jammer to Grave. Continues to pop off, and this is going to be the battle phase. So he's going to swing into Scarlet Archfiend, taking it, swinging into Tempest with the Archfiend he stole. Then he's going to attack us with the second attack of Borreload, Mirage Stallion, and Jack Jaguar, leaving us with like 500 life points left. Not a lot to do, so we have to really rely on this top deck. I should not have used Tempest, knowing my opponent. I should have just used it as discard bait later. Before ending his turn, he's going to go ahead and link 2 into another Sunlight Wolf.
The, what's it called? The little plastic wrap thing. And grab a bag of ice.
Yeah. It might be.
Never mind. It's going to go ahead and pass it back over to us.
Yeah.
Drawing the Magna Rocket, we realize how grim the situation is, so we're just going to go ahead and summon the Magna Rocket. We're going to just self-kill ourselves and attack into the Borreload. He's going to say, no thank you, I will actually kill you myself. So that's going to prompt our Magna Rocket. He's going to Ash our Magna Rocket, draw, go into the battle phase, and murder us promptly.
Yep.
So as you guys probably expected, I got absolutely smacked down by all 3 decks. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take a single game on all of them, so we ended up just doing one game from each just because time and everything. So heroes, I expected it to go pretty much that way. Just if I didn't have any more than like 2 interruptions, then he was just going to go full combo. And then with 10 Y's, it's actually pretty close from what I remember, but it just like he just was able to out-resource me, and he was able to get back stuff that I just didn't have access to. 10 Y's is actually pretty cool. If you guys are looking at picking up 10 Y's, let me know in the comments down below, and I can do a deck profile on how Tommy's playing it. I know 10 Yi Striker is a thing right now. I don't know how well that goes, but yeah. And then Salamangreat ended up just doing what Salamangreat does and just taking forever during the turns and then beating you down. So the update jammer into Boral load for 2 attacks was just absolutely devastating. I wasn't able to come back from that. So Duel Devastator, definitely a benefit to the deck, but we still need a lot of support in order to get where we're going. I'm expecting to start taking some W's here soon, but I need to end this losing streak because it's getting really rough. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I think I'm going to start posting my sealed only on Sundays now. It seems to be the best day that I can get these out. So until the next episode, I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope you have a fiery day.